Mahesh Bindra.
Tēnā koe, Mr. Speaker. Tēnā koutou te whare nui. I rise on behalf of New Zealand First to support the parole amendment bill with some reservations, Mr. Speaker, and I shall expand on those reservations during my contribution. As New Zealand First has said previously in this House, we would like to see more support for victims of crime. We would like to see that the victim is of prime concern to all of those who are involved in reduction of crime in New Zealand. The crime rate at present is unacceptable to us, Mr. Speaker. A review of parole laws is well overdue, and this bill does go some way to making New Zealand a safer place for our families and our futures, our children. But in saying that, we also need to be sure that those who apply for parole are not given their request too easily. The offender must exhibit solid reform behavior before being released into our communities. Otherwise, we will continue to see the same issues that we have been seeing in the recent past, which is reoffending. And this puts more pressure on the victims, their families and communities, and in many cases, re-victimizing them. This bill quite rightly aims to reduce the costs incurred by the number of parole hearings when it is clear that the prisoner has not achieved the prescribed milestones in their rehabilitative programs. However, Mr. Speaker, it does not go far enough in supporting those offenders that have a genuine desire and motivation to address their offending behavior and their offending lifestyle. New Zealand First would prefer to see that no offender is shortchanged when it comes to rehabilitation, because the safety of our society, at the end of the day, Mr. Speaker, relies on releasing rehabilitated offenders who will not repeat their behavior, thus harming law-abiding citizens. At this point, I would draw the attention of this House to the fact that privately run prisons do not have a single key performance indicator addressing the rehabilitation of prisoners. These are organizations that base their business on profits, not people. And yet they receive no financial penalty if they do not provide rehabilitative programs on par with the state-run prisons. While these organizations' contracts have financial loss if they accidentally let someone out, and even though they have to meet certain performance targets, none of these targets are about the rehabilitation of prisoners. Prisoners in private-run prisons don't have the access to the programs that our public-run prisons have. My point is, Mr. Speaker, that you could have a situation where a prisoner in a privately run institution has his or her parole pushed out under this legislation with almost non-existent rehabilitative support, and therefore has almost no chance to meet the criteria for release when they do get in front of a parole board. This is not fair on the prisoners, nor at the end of the day to the general public, whose taxpayer dollars are paying for both systems, the state-run prisons and the privately run prisons. There are many who believe that if you do the crime, you do the time, and that life should mean life. While this is not the conversation we are having here today, New Zealand First understands that our laws allow for parole, and the Corrections Department professes to be committed to reducing crime, to reducing reoffending rather, by 25% by 2017. That, Mr. Speaker, we think is a noble goal. So New Zealand First agrees that now is the time to make changes to the parole laws so that we can be sure we are fair to the victims and achieve our goal of reducing reoffending. To carry out the changes foreseen by this bill, corrections will need more resources. And the public-private partnerships, such as CERCO, will need to be included in any of these programs. These programs should be included in their key performance indicators. If state-run prisons are expected to perform to a certain standard, then so should be the privately run prisons. Because both of them are funded by the taxpayer. We will be looking closely at the 2015 budget to ensure the government puts its money where its mouth is. And we will be checking that the public-private partnerships have rehabilitation programs in their key performance indicators. So let's get this right. Let's punish where it's needed, educate where it's needed, resource where it is needed, and call for performance where it is needed. Because, after all, our victims deserve it. All New Zealanders deserve it. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Call Jonathan Young.
Thank you, sir.